Alright, and hello and welcome again to my channel. Today I didn't really have a direction when I sat down and painted. I just kind of knew I wanted to do something more of a skull, and I wanted to challenge myself into doing something monochromatic. So not something really just black and white. I wanted to add another color into it. So my go-to, as always, is a nice skull. But I knew I wanted to do something different to it, but I just had to get the base layer done before, in painting before. I completely knew. I just really had no idea what I was doing, let's be real. And I don't even know what it really becomes in the end. It's strange. You can kind of see in this sketch here. Yeah. So I'm just going into the background. I have a very bad habit of doing the subject of my painting first just because I get so excited and I wanted to do it. So I'm really trying to beat that habit out of myself and just start with my background, make my life easier so I don't paint over really good details that I love, because I've done that way too many times, and it's one of those things that digital art has over traditional. Just control Z all the way. And another thing, I'm painting the sides. I always kind of get lazy and don't do this, but these canvases would be really hard to find like a frame for them. They're like 2 inches thick. They're like a little quote unquote better in quality. I don't get why, like, well, there's my head. Okay. I don't get why, like, the prices go up with the wood in the back. I mean, I get it. They're less likely to break, but I guess, I don't know. I would think it would be the canvas, not the wood. But I don't, maybe there is something else to it and I don't know. If you know, make sure. Tell me down in the comments. That'd be really interesting to know. So I had to go over a couple coats on the background. It just was pretty patchy, and I didn't mind it being a little patchy because I like seeing the blue kind of peek out with the black, because I just mixed straight navy blue. Or was it navy blue? Let me look. Yeah, it was a navy blue and black. So, and I'm just going with that same background color I'm using and adding it to all my deep points. I really like to do shadow studies at the beginning of my painting. It's kind of just my process, how I do best going forward. And then now I'm taking more of a mid-tone, just mixing a little bit of white with my dark and just adding that basically everywhere else. Just so I can come through with the highlights, and then it will make everything else really pop. And then we'll get our fully like 3D form. And then at this point, I can see it now in the recording, but when I was painting, I was getting really frustrated. But when I was going around the eyes, I made the sockets really small, and I just couldn't see what was wrong with it, and it was just driving me insane. So I'm just working it through, just trying to blend, trying to have my good mixture of harsh lights and shadows and soft lights and shadows. And really trying to get that cheekbone in there. Don't want to take away too much of the shadow. Sometimes you really want to have your deep colors into it, really what brings the contrast in. If you don't go dark enough, it can really make your painting look flat and not quite 3D enough. And I decided that his forehead was a bit too small, and I decided to raise it up, which I'm really happy I did, because now it looks a lot better, even though I feel like in the end it still kind of looks like an alien skull, which I don't necessarily hate. It's not completely human. I think that's especially with these points I did right here. Even though it's supposed to be like kind of melting too. There's just a lot of things going on. I guess you could say this is like a belated Halloween video, kind of a creepy skull. But this is kind of what comes out when I just sit with no idea in my head and just go for it on the canvas. So I'm trying to bring back some of the darker shadows that I may have lost in the blending, especially underneath the skull there, just because I was debating back and forth if I wanted to do a lower jaw, but if I did, I wanted it to be like hanging open. But obviously, I didn't leave myself enough room on this tiny canvas. I'm really not used to filming, or not filming, but working on these small canvases, so this is kind of a challenge for me, but it's really interesting and I like doing it. So I might go out and pick up some more of these. We will have to see. This has been a nice little challenge. I've finally ran out of all the ones I had. And then, oh, there we go. I accidentally went over the cheekbone, so I had to bring that back in. Bringing back my white, making sure all the highlights are up and out there, so everything just kind of looks more 3D. And at this point, I kind of realized I wanted to go a little more, I don't like heavy-handed bit. I wanted you to see the texture on the canvas. I had a high school teacher who really hated it, and me and her butted heads with it a bit because I don't know, I like being able to see, depending on the style, I like being able to see that was like hand painted. So I think it's nice. And adding my creep factor in when I never know what to do anymore, I just plop in an eyeball. I start with my deepest color and I'm just bringing white in just to give it more of like a round effect, since I'm picturing the lighting just basically coming from right in front of the skull anyways. Oh, I need to get better with keeping my head out of frame. No. I just wanted to give him a nice little blue eye. I wanted to give him a different color, but I felt like the color would have been a little too distracting. And now I'm just going back with actually the back of my paintbrush and just giving it some texture by just rubbing that on the parts that I just wanted to have a really nice shine on them. And some nice beauty shots. I really love the way this one turned out. I think it's really cool. It's a little creepy, but I'm a fan. I'm really happy with this one for something that I had nothing planned with. So yeah, thank you for watching. And this is a little thing I'm gonna be doing if I remember to record it, just because I suck at washing my brushes. So this will hopefully remind me to. So this is going to be my new little end card. And yeah, so if you liked this video, make sure to please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more like pictures of my art, follow at Hales Art. And if you want more personal, just my personal Instagram, it's at prismaticallyh. Alright, thank you so much for watching.